Who here would like to live better for longer? Raise your hand if you'd like to live better for longer. Just about everyone. So let's rethink stairs, because there is empirical evidence that if we change our approach to stairs, we will reduce arthritis and reduce stair accidents. Well, the issue with stairs is not so much in the climbing, but is more in the descending, right? As we get older, our knees go bad. Stairs turn from an obstacle, daily obstacle, to a wall, to a cliff, right? People fall, get seriously injured. This might relate to you, it might relate to your family, and if any of us live long enough, it will relate to us if we climb stairs on a daily basis. So if you climb stairs on a daily basis, can you please stand up just for a moment, take a look around, see who this relates to? Just about everyone, okay. If you climb downstairs, you can climb back into your stair. Okay, thanks. You just did something really interesting. You stood up and you sat down backwards. You stood up and you sat down facing the same direction you stood up. You didn't stand up and turn around and sit down knee first. Just like we don't turn around and climb down ladders knee first. We climb down ladders backwards. So if stairs are anything like chairs or ladders, then why do we go down them knee first? It's a good question, I think. So I'm interested in this. Started from loving to jump. My earliest memory is jumping and falling. I became obsessed with jumping, became obsessed with dunking a basketball. But by the time I was 20, I started to have chronic knee pain, not just on the basketball court, but all the time going downstairs. Meanwhile, my dad is having his arthritic hip replaced, so I can see the future. It's scary, and it relates to young people too. So I could either give up or try something different. I decided to try something different. Got a tip from physical therapists that if I sat down into my landings, I'd be able to take the pressure off my knees. And got that same tip that if I sat down the stairs, I'd be able to take the pressures off my knees. So I started doing it, and it worked. I've been going downstairs backwards for 6 years, jumping and landing, no knee pain. It's amazing. I want to share it with everyone. The cool thing about this is I didn't come up with it. There's actually science behind it. We have studies. One study in particular, 2010, Japanese sports medicine, looked at women with osteoarthritic knees and used measurements to look at the knees going downstairs forwards versus backwards. And what the study found is that when these women went downstairs backwards, there was less knee force, less knee stress, less impact of the lead leg. So these women, for participating in it, may live better for longer. There's empirical evidence that if we change our approach, we will reduce arthritis. So why did the study find this? 2 main reasons. First reason is knee angle. When we go downstairs forwards, we have to bend our knee. No amount of hinging of the hip gets us any closer, or the ankle really, so we tend to go knee first. And this knee angle puts a lot of pressure on the knee. Anyone else's knee hurt doing this or looking at it? But if we go down backwards, it's possible to do it without bending the knee at all. We have longer reach back. You can use either the hip or the ankle, take all the pressure off the knee. Second reason they found it's better is because you can take all the impact out of it. So since we have less reach, even if we go on our knees, we tend to clunk downstairs. Pretty common way to go downstairs, right? But when we're clunking, that sound is impact. Impact is associated with arthritis. And if we're going down, say, 10 flights of stairs a day, 10 stairs a day, 365 days in a year, that's 1 million impacts every 30 years. 2 million impacts every 60 years. Knees start to go bad. Who wants arthritis? Raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, so it makes sense, except you might be wondering, all right, how can I see, right? Well, did any of you miss your seat when you sat down earlier? How could you see? You looked over your shoulder, or between your legs, or you used the railings, and you don't have to see. Objection 2. What if I fall backwards? That seems really dangerous. Well, we already covered falling forwards, where you tumble down the stairs. It tends to be, if you fall when you're going backwards, you fall up the stairs. Less distance, less force. Makes a lot of sense. But why aren't we doing it, right? If it makes so much sense, why aren't we doing it? Well, the really interesting thing is we all started out doing it. Little kids, if you live with little ones, if you have little ones, if you can remember being 2, going downstairs backwards on all fours, or going down sideways. But we grow up and we join the herd of adults. Social proof is a really powerful thing. For the same reason just about everyone raised their hand and everyone stood up and everyone sat down, it's hard to be different. Which is why I went downstairs backwards only in private for 4 years. It's hard to be that one guy. But what I've found is, just because everyone thinks something is a way does not mean it is a way. The best example of this is Galileo. Galileo said, "The science suggests that the earth orbits the sun." It was an unpopular idea at the time, but over time, the science won out. Perhaps this is a similar situation. It's not as big as the sun, but it's more relevant to our movement here on earth every day of living better for longer. So, I implore you to try it in private to start. Think about the worst case scenario. I tried it, I didn't like it, right? Best case scenario, you live better for longer. Humans live better for longer. Humans think better. It's so imbalanced towards us all trying it in private to start. About 2 years ago, I was out in public, conquering some stairs. Decided to fit in, I would go down them forwards. And when I got to the bottom, there was a man about 10 feet away, and he says to me, "I'm deaf, and I could feel your impact through the concrete and into my body." Really said that. At that moment, decided, why am I trying to fit in? Don't I care more about my body? Don't I care more about helping my friends, family, loved ones, humanity live better for longer? So it became my mission to spread this idea, an idea worth spreading, an idea that spreads just by doing it. Now, after thinking about this, you might try it in private. It might make sense, and you might join me in public. And that's how this idea goes viral, because by doing it, people want to know what you're doing. And every time you go downstairs backwards and someone asks, it's an opportunity to help someone live better for longer by inviting them to rethink stairs. So let's rethink stairs. Thank you.